Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on mysterious and weird, true stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 527, written by D. Gentleman, 3510. My doppelganger's secret. He kidnapped my wife. I am living in a small town in Turkey. I have a racing bike with custom paint, blue, yellow, white, red, black. So in the town I live, there are a maximum of 3 racing bikes in total, and none of them are the same brand as mine. We all know each other, and mine is custom painted. Please note that. That one day last summer, I wanted to ride my racing bike, and my wife insisted on joining me. When she is on the bike with me, I cannot go as fast as I can normally because, I don't want to be the reason for any injury or something. So I said no, and we had a little fight about that. Long story short, I drove my bike alone for 45 minutes and turned back to go home. I was nearly 5 minutes away from my home, in the opposite direction. From the headlights, I understood that it was the same bike as mine coming towards me. After we came closer, I saw that we have exactly the same custom paint. The driver was looking at my bike and I was looking at his bike, and we really slowed down for this. And here's the kicker. He had a passenger on the back, a woman, who has the exact same helmet as my wife. The road is divided with barriers in the middle, so we couldn't stop and meet, but got really confused and slowed down together. I am kind of sure it was me in a parallel universe who had accepted my wife's request, and so came a little later than I did. Case notes, file number 527. So 2 possibilities. An encounter of dual doppelgangers, which I have read about before. Keep in mind, in all accounts I've seen or heard, true doppelgangers give off an extremely eerie vibe, even before you see them. If this wasn't felt, then your theory is more likely. You'd be one of the lucky few who have the ability to peer into the vast array of the alternate universes that make up the multiverse we exist in. Every time this happens, to my understanding, the person is undertaking some kind of activity. My theory is that it involves specific locations at the exact right time, but also an increased blood flow in the brain. There's some part of the brain that is different with people like you. If you get enough blood flow to it, then you're able to perceive other alternate universes. Only for a small amount of time though. Again, I think it's location and time dependent. Case file number 528, written by eniloracmv. If not for this glitch, I would surely have died. One day, I was driving to meet my sister for lunch in a city in Northern Virginia, about an hour from my house. It was raining outside and had pretty much no tread on my tires, but I didn't know that at the time. Anyway, I had to take an exit onto a busy highway. If you've ever driven in Northern Virginia, you'll know the traffic is absolutely terrible because of all the commuting people from DC. As I was turning or merging into the highway, my car completely lost traction and I started spinning. I spun onto the highway, all the while just clutching my steering wheel and hoping for the best. As I had absolutely no control, I ended up stopping in the middle of the highway, facing the direction of oncoming traffic. Here's the weird part. When this happened, there was not a single car on either side of the road, not a single car in sight. Without thinking, I drove my car straight, opposite direction of traffic, until I reached a patch of grass. I kid you not, the second my car was out of the way, cars were flying down the road again, hundreds of them. It was an extremely busy road once more. My sister even passed me, called me, and asked if that was me parked in the grass. I immediately started crying because I was suddenly overwhelmed with the severity of what had just happened. Had the traffic been what it normally was during my accident, I would have surely been hit head on, and most likely killed. I still cannot explain what happened to me to this day. It was like a glitch in the system. Obviously, it would have been an extremely lucky coincidence. However, I drive this road quite frequently, and have never ever seen this highway with not a single car in sight. Lighter traffic, sure, but not 0 cars on both sides. And somehow there was nobody for the entire duration of my accident. If anyone has ever experienced anything similar, please let me know. Case file number 529, written by our own listener, Sally Mary. The secrets of reality. What even is real anymore? In the last 3 to 4 weeks, things have been, let's say, weird. I let these events pass through my mind at first, thinking, nah, just ignore it. It's my imagination. But I have had too many weird experiences now, and after the last hour, my mind has been blown. First of all, I was having a lie down after doing some chores and relaxing in the day, all settled and lying down. Me time, no one else in the house. So, how do I say this? The duvet on my husband's side is where his feet would be lifted up and down on their own. I just laid there thinking, what in the hell just happened? It actually froze me. I did not say anything as my family are not really into the paranormal, so I dismissed it. A mere 6 days later, I was in the bedroom again and I was gobsmacked. A voice in my left ear said, "Hey." Again, it's only me in the house and I was shocked to my core. How was anyone supposed to process this? There was no one else there. The next occurrence was 3 days later while I was lying down. Now I can't explain this easily. Imagine a bolt across your temple straight through you. Instantly, a loud internal static white boom noise, as if shooting through one part of your head left to right. I froze and that was that. I never told anybody. I'm starting to think too many things are happening to me in my bedroom and always when alone, apart from now with our dog. So again, laying down yesterday, yes, I do work and have a busy life, which is why all these weird things tie together. Anyway, I'm lying down for a quick break before daily chores, cooking daily meals, etc. when our chihuahua was resting by my ankle on top of the duvet, weighing it down like she usually does. I was thinking about my courses as I got accepted for a new job. Just then, I heard our dog, who is sitting with me, barking inside the house in our usual spot downstairs under the net curtain, probably barking at the neighbor's cat. There is no mistaking her distinctive bark, and I think, what the hell? Instantly, my dog growls in disapproval and barks back, running right next to me like she's answering herself. No one is there though. There's no dog downstairs, she's right next to me. No simple explanation to be found. Then last night, it just got weirder. I'm sitting downstairs when my son comes down and decides to sleep on the sofa. I thought, okay, let's put some Netflix on. During the movie, I said, "Look, it's the man out of Saw." And a bit later on, we chatted. He said, "Oh mom, look, granddad gave me this book. Look, it's full of logos." I said, "Come on, not now, son. I'm still enjoying the film." Anyway, I went to bed a bit later and didn't end up finishing the movie as he was tired on the sofa. So today, for the love of God, I am cleaning in my son's room and say to him, "At what point did you go upstairs as I left you sleeping on the couch last night?" He mumbles. I am thinking, oh, he's still tired, resting up. It's fine. So later that night, we sat and had another chat. My other son brought home a book earlier and showed it to me. Well, it is the exact same heavy logo book as last night. I'm confused. Never seen it before, and now there are two. And when I asked my son about us watching the movie, about the actor from Saw and the book, he simply looks at me and says, "Mom, last night I went upstairs and played chess in Mario. There was no movie. I also don't know what book you're on about." Yet the book was physically sitting on the coffee table this morning, and I even physically put back the sofa cushions to which he had removed them to set up his duvet on the sofa. I'm in disbelief and said no, and proved the movie was on as I had it saved. After some debating, he insisted he was not down here with me. Now, I don't know why all these strange things are happening so intensely to me, but I do know a lady who lived here passed away 20 years ago. Did my dog and son glitch for a brief time? I tried to be a rational mother, and this has all happened over the span of only 3 to 4 weeks. What do I make of this? Case file number 530, written by Stardenia. My cat has an incredible secret. I need to preface this by saying that my cat has diagnosed anxiety and has a very distinctive, needy meow. It's more like a guttural, whiny cry, but still very uniquely his meow. I've heard it enough at this point in my life to identify it 100% as his distress meow, and I can't mistake another noise for him. I'm sure other cat owners can relate. Anyway, Due to my cat's anxiety, he meows and cries his special cry when he gets stuck in a room with the door shut. Similarly, he cries when a door is shut and he wants in. But more often than not, he cries because he likes to sneak in behind us when we go into a room he's not supposed to be in, and then he inevitably gets locked in when we don't realize and shut the door. Cue the crying a few minutes later. Yesterday, I went out into the garage for something, which is one of the forbidden rooms that my cat always wants to get in. 10 minutes later, I heard my cat crying from behind a door, clear as day, trapped somewhere. At first, I couldn't tell from where it was coming from, but once I realized it was coming from the garage, I figured he must have followed me out and got locked out again. I went to my bedroom to grab my phone before going out to get him, and there he was, sleeping on my bed. There's no way he would have been crying randomly like he was stuck from my open door bedroom, and even if he had, the bedroom door was open and I was less than a dozen feet from it, so it would have sounded totally different. It spooked me enough that I even checked my Ring camera to see if there were any animals outside our garage door, and didn't see anything. The spookiest part is that even my dogs heard something in the garage, as they both popped their heads up from where they were laying down, and stood up as if to go investigate. So I know it wasn't just me hearing things, there was a real meow, a very distinctive meow.